Welcome back, everyone, to Beyond the Tavern Wall. We have actually not sat down and recorded in a bit. Okay, we've been really busy with our lives. Things have popped up, so we're here. We're recording. We're getting some bulk out, and we're gonna bulk it up. Okay, we're so bulk today, just like Hunter. Look at that man
Actually,
right there.
why we haven't been recording. We've been at the gym.
We
Yep.
have.
We
Yeah,
haven't
buddy.
left for weeks.
Mhm.
They're holding me here,
They
guys.
locked the doors. We can't get out.
They've locked us. Help! It's crazy that we can open the doors, but they're locked, so it's weird. We don't understand.
A little strange.
But you can learn about doors in next episode because we already have next episode planned. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming back. We are excited to be here today as we discuss a very fascinating topic. All right. Before we get into the topic, though, I want to point you all towards our social medias. Okay, I'm gonna look at you at the camera right now. Okay, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or Spotify, depending on where you're listening to this. Go follow us Beyond the Tavern Wall. You can hit us there. We're posting, we're talking. Hit us up, talk to us. Social media. That's what we want to see. All right. Now into the episode, okay? Because we have some things to talk about, okay? And I wanna pitch something to you in a second, all right? But at first, I want to bring up the core pillars of Dungeons and Dragons, okay? The pillars being the things, they are not lines. Let's just get that out of the way right now. Pillars are not lines.
I'm going to leave now.
Please don't leave. I'd have to edit more of the podcast. I'd have to edit your thing and
Pillars
move everything
and
around.
Lines, and lines
No.
can't
No.
It's the same thought process of a rectangle could be a square, but a square can't be a rectangle or whatever that is. I may have
That's
got
it.
that mixed up.
I'm drinking myself with some Dr. Pepper.
Not sponsored, by the way. Feel free to reach out.
Dude, Mountain Dew, Apple, Canada, and Dr. Pepper. Okay.
Can we remove some of those?
Nope. Okay, let's talk about the three pillars of Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, pillars obviously the things that support and are the main concepts of Dungeons and Dragons. What are the three pillars? Can anyone tell me?
Combat!
Story.
Wrong.
Is role playing one of them?
Wrong. Role
Plot.
plays,
Social interaction.
social interaction, which I would
Wait,
consider
has this
role
been
play.
a social interaction game this whole time?
Yeah, we were supposed to talk this entire
Oh,
time,
I
guys.
gotta leave. I
Yeah.
can't be a part of this.
And there's one more.
The Forgotten Child.
The Forgotten Child.
Exploration.
The red-headed
Yes.
stepchild. Okay, exploration. I want to pitch you guys a scenario, okay? Let's get into our imaginations. Let's think for a second.
Oh, good thing Haley's not here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we
gosh.
forgot to say Haley's not here today. She's got some stuff going on. She's coming back. We haven't kicked her off the podcast. She's still here. She's just been super busy, the holidays, and then a bunch of other stuff coming up. She's still here, and we want her back, and we're excited to have her back eventually. Busy. Haley's a
think of
very
how
busy.
majestic and heartwarming her return will be.
You guys know
Mhm.
Gandalf?
Hmm
She's the
Haley.
female version of Gandalf.
That is Haley.
Gandalf.
Also, I think just for a little bit of context from Hunter's earlier comment, Haley had her imagination surgically removed as a child.
hmm
It's true.
That's why we can't have
Um,
her in this episode.
Yeah. So imagine with me for a second, okay, guys. I'm gonna pitch you guys a scene. All right. You open the door. You knock the door. Hunter carefully unlocks it, opening up, and you see a large room in front of you with bookshelves. What do you
I
do?
have a question.
Like, look
Okay.
for the smut section.
No.
So this is a D&D podcast. How long did it take Hunter to open the door?
We can talk about that next session. Luckily, he rolled a nat 20 on his lockpick check, so
Oh, sweet.
It was actually 3 hours of us looking
It
at
was-
the door.
it was
It
3
could be
hours.
trapped as we're at the local library.
What do you guys do?
Immediate investigation check. Do I see anything out of the ordinary? Do I see a book that looks intriguing? Anything of that nature?
I'm going to bring up a point with that, okay? I didn't lead you guys anywhere, right? I just said there's bookshelves. There's
Mhm.
nothing intriguing. There's nothing cool. right? It's boring in a sense. You're kind of like, what do I actually do in that sense with this? Yeah, I can go look at the books. What am I specifically looking for? Now let's bring up another thing, okay? You watch as the big bad falls into a pot of acid. I mean, the kind that can dissolve your body, not the drugs, okay, Hunter?
I was thinking of a dumb TV show reference.
Okay. What do?
Is it real acid?
I'm not giving you guys enough, right? This is
Make
the
a
problem.
Constitution check.
Okay. Make a
Jumping
constitution.
in after him.
This guy is straight up high as fun now. I'm not giving you enough. And I like this. Mystic Arts on YouTube. I listened to a podcast today, gave some of these scenarios when he talked about exploration. And then he brought up how exploration, D&D is a game, right?
Mhm.
It's a role play. It's a
think so.
tabletop role playing game, right? Why do we treat exploration not like a game then? It's part of the whole aspect. If you think of social interaction, you have the role play aspect where you also roll a bunch of stuff. You have the combat aspect, which is a board game. Why is exploration kind of just, where do you guys go? Oh, you guys travel and you get to your destination. There's not a lot that comes with it that can be gamified.
It's because it takes the most effort, in my opinion. Right? Because you cannot take as a DM, you cannot take a back seat during exploration because you are exploration. Right? You
Can I
are
bring up a counterpoint after you finish your thing?
Yeah, sure. You are the person that guides them in the world. You are the one that describes everything. You know what's behind this door. You know that there's a floorboard that has some stuff underneath it. Things like that, right? But we as players, we don't know. The job of the DM is to bring us into that world. And so all of that effort is on them.
I actually don't want to counterpoint your thing because that last point is exactly kind of what I wanted to go to.
Mhm.
Is that you as the DM are in charge of the gameplay loop of Dungeons and Dragons. I will counterpoint the fact that it's all on the DM because I don't believe so. The DM, how Mystic Arts described it, and I really really like this. Like it kind of resonated with me. It's a reason I feel like I don't feel like I'm good DM now as I've done this. I haven't processed it like that. When you guys enter that room, I should describe you see a bunch of rows of books or whatever. I'm obviously being that. You see to your right is, excuse me, sorry. We had J-Dogs and it's coming back up. And to your
Wonderful
right,
information.
yeah, sorry, I was burping. That's why. Ta-da! Now you guys want to know what for dinner? So to your right, you see a bookcase full of scrolls. Above you is a skylight, a half-cracked skylight shining, giving very dim light below. Far off in the corner, you can see a display case cracked open with something inside it. Now, what do you guys do?
I want to look at the cracked display case with something inside it.
You guys have 3 options that I have given you as a DM. Fast as that to get you guys to explore something, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Why should I'm kind of going off the outline here, going off kilter tangent. Why is it important for the DM to describe the setting when it comes to exploration like that? And can it be overdone, or is it underdone?
I think it 100% can be overdone if you're going to have a DM that goes into like meticulous detail of every single little thing in the room. You want to leave some things up to a player's imagination, let them kind of create their own picture with some leads from the DM. But then there is also the hazard of under describing it, because you as the DM, you're going to have kind of your own picture in your head. And there might be things in that picture that you may not quite describe or make them seem what they are. That could be plot points or things that you want them to go check out that now they don't even know they exist. 'Cause the way I look at it is you related it to kind of like the gamification of D&D, when playing a lot of like exploration games or single player games or just really any game in general, you have that visual. You're able to see something that you're like, oh, that's interesting. Let me go look at that. Maybe there's a collectible over there. Maybe there's an item, whatever it might be. If you don't see it, you're not going to go and look over there. You don't have a reason to.
Also, just from a DM's perspective, or from a player perspective to a DM, I can't read your mind, right?
What?
I know, isn't that crazy?
I've been playing D&D all wrong. Shoot.
I
Instead
can't
playing
read
with the
your
assumption that we can.
Oh gosh, you guys are psychic. This is really bad.
It explains so much.
Ah,
He just stares at us for 2 hours.
go ahead, Kendall. Sorry.
No, basically that was my point. I can't read your mind. I don't know what hints you are dropping if you're not dropping any hints.
hmm In a video game, right? When you're exploring something, something will be highlighted, and you can go up or you walk by something that says press X to interact with.
hmm
D&D as a DM, you should be providing those press X to interact with things. That should be key, and you do that by your description. All
Mhm.
right. So, Sam, I go back to this scenario. I present these three things. What are you doing?
I'm looking for anything that's out of place.
You're,
Are you- right?
you're good. Yeah, you go ahead. You make a roll. I have you make a roll. You roll a 13. And as a DM, because I'll be honest, Sam, I was kind of like, oh, choose one of these three things I could go to, and then you completely went off that. That's the beauty of D&D, okay?
Well, yeah, I'm not very
It's the
smart.
beauty of
You can give me
D&D.
all the
No,
options in the world,
it's
Brayden, and
so
I'm not going
fine.
to listen to them.
I'm not making fun of you. I just think that's hilarious how I was over here. Hey, these three situations, they're highlighted. And then he's like, I'm going to do something else, which is so D&D, okay?
Thank you.
I can provide the immaculate descriptions of three things. And then y'all are like, what about this rat that you said? Beauty.
Okay, go
Exploration
on.
at its finest. So I would say like, for me as a DM, what I would do in that situation is I'd be like, the one thing that looks out of place is you can see that in the broken display case, there are three daggers and what seems to be three dusty daggers and what seems to be a fourth one that has been taken. And then what do you do? And then what do you go from there? Right?
Call the cops.
You call the cops. And then I, as
In
the
a
DM,
robbery.
go off with that. That's the gameplay loop of exploration. It's DM sets the scene, players choose what to do, DM sets the scene, players choose what to do. And I feel like it's such a simple concept that is literally what D&D is, and yet
Description, action, and reaction.
yes, exactly. So why is it so hard in exploration? Like obviously Kendall said it, like, it's all on the DM. There's so much to it. Why is it still so hard for DMs to get a hold of that?
Can I say something really profound in this D&D podcast?
A little uncharacteristic, but go for
Is
it.
it Brayden's shut up? Just kidding.
Brayden, just stop talking. No, I'm kidding.
You could have said that and I've been like, you're right. Okay.
Okay, what you just said, why is it so hard for exploration to be done and for DMs to do that? Isn't that the plight of humanity? Nope,
Whoa.
let me finish.
No, you're good.
To bear our thoughts before each other, to display them, to describe how we're feeling, to describe what we're thinking, to describe our point of view. That's what we've been trying to do as humans for millennia and millennia and millennia,
I
right?
don't like that you're making my brain work right now.
Sorry.
Can we go back?
That's why we have art. That's why we have music and movies and books and all of these things. We're trying to perfectly describe our souls and our brains, right? But there is no way for us to do that because it goes back to that point because we cannot read each other's minds. So the fact that you're struggling with exploration or describing exploration, congrats, you're in the club called humanity, right? Because you can't download your thoughts into my brain, right?
yet.
Not yet.
Yet. I will not be participating in that.
Neither
But-
will I ain't getting a brain chip.
Over my dead body.
And if you look up on YouTube, going along with that, everyone is trying to figure this out when it comes to D&D. The human experience, what you're saying, and then relating back to D&D. I typed in D&D exploration in the search bar of YouTube.
Oh boy.
90% of it is, why does D&D exploration suck? The very first one from the two from Mystic Arts that I liked. D&D has 5 types of exploration, actually, and the thumbnail is, why you hate exploration. The second one
Just too much
from
work.
Deficient Master, D&D exploration sucks. This is why. And it's funny. It has the meme of the, like the king. Oh, the Godzilla dragon. What's his name? The 3-headed dragon he fights in Godzilla, King of Monsters. Come on, guys.
Hold
King
Frank.
Ghidorah, I think it is.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
but you know the
way
meme of the
different from
3,
Frank.
and you have the 2 that look really cool, and the one that's a little like derpy.
Oh yeah, that
look,
one.
that
yeah,
meme.
yeah.
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 It's that meme, and the one on the left, the exploration pillar, it's gone. The middle one is roleplay. The last one's combat, which makes sense because combat sucks. Okay. And then the next one, why does exploration suck? Clearly, this is a problem across all of Dungeons and Dragons game. Gosh, I am burping. I apologize. So what can the players in the DM do to make the world feel more alive in exploration? I feel like I focus a little bit more on like dungeon exploration a little bit more, but how can a DM fix like travel time in real world exploration?
Travel.
Actually go travel.
I mean,
Your
heck,
DM can
like,
buy plane tickets for everyone.
something that easily comes to mind, and I know that it can very easily and very quickly sidetrack things, is say, hey, while you're going on this 5-day journey into the city, you see an old abandoned house off the side of the road. About 3 days in, do you explore or do you keep going? Just something simple as that. Like the DM, it's difficult to do because, understandably, you have story points that you want to hit. You have things that you want to get to and plot points that you want to unfold. But as players, sometimes it's just kind of boring to be like, all right, yeah, you spend 5 days traveling here. Great, keep going.
I like the Skyrim approach to this of once you travel there, you can fast travel to it. Like you need to take the journey once, and then once you have been there, you know the route, so you're good.
I think that's interesting taking it the fast travel route, because in D&D it's the idea, because you could do time skips and all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
Where it's like, okay, this takes 6 days to go by, which I think a lot of travel is, and it really just depends on the events of what is going on at that point. Because in Skyrim,
Mhm.
the problem Skyrim has is that the world is static when it's not around you, right?
Oof. Yeah.
So, but in D&D, the world is constantly moving even if you're not there. So if I were to just, obviously I believe you're pretty sure you're talking about, okay, it takes 5 days even though you know the route. You don't just magically appear, right? I'm
Mhm.
assuming you're I shouldn't assume, but I'm assuming you're meaning that as well. Like it still
Yeah.
takes a lot of time. And so there's that obstacle with time skipping that I think a lot of DMs have to probably overthink about is, okay, but things have to still happen, I think time skipping is a phenomenal thing if there's no point in the plot for
Yeah.
the travel, Mhm.
Definitely. And also, it doesn't have to be necessarily a point in the plot as well. From a writer's perspective, if I want my characters or my players, if I'm being a DM, if I want them to feel a sense of foreboding or dread, I'm going to lengthen that travel time. And I'm going to have them spend more time in the spooky, scary forest.
Mhm.
Right? So it really depends on the plot. Also, like, just how worn out your players are, and then what sense or feeling you want to give your players.
Do you feel like time skipping can kind of just like, let's say you go from a epic fight in the city of Haverfeld or whatever, right? Epic fight, you fight tons of monsters, or the king, and you save the king, and you want to go back to your main base in Sorrowwind. I don't know, pulling out names from my butt. Okay, do you then? I guess what you're saying, like, depends on the situation, but at that point, do you continue it on, even though like the plot? Because for me, it's like, sorry, let me finish my sentence and then I can my question and then I can go. I'm really bad at that. You
You're
finish
all
a
good.
point, you finish an arc or something in your story.
Mm.
You
Mhm.
defeat the boss in Haverfeld, and you're going back to Sorrowwind. Would time skipping almost defeat the point of, like, would it be better to time skip, or since you are exhausted or you are tired or there is more, do you do 3 days worth of travel? Do you have every night you keep watch? You know, like, where do you find the balance in that between those two?
Personally, communication. Talk with your party. Be like, hey, here's the options we got. We can time skip this if you guys want to, or we can roleplay some elements of it out.
Mhm. Or something in between, where I remember one time, Braden, you had us roll for a night, and then we would just move on to the next night, and then we rolled for that night, and then we moved on to the next one. You know?
I think in typical D&D, if you are traveling on a road, there's a random encounter table.
Yeah.
We've talked before. Sometimes random encounters like can just kind of drag stuff on.
And isn't there stuff
Yeah.
like dragons on those tables?
In Lost Mine of Fandilver. Nope, never mind. That is an automatic one. Just
I
kidding.
totally know what
But
that is.
it's a manual. It's like in the
Oh,
original
gotcha.
5th edition like starter kit. It was the manual for that. It's the first one I ever ran. It's phenomenal. It's a really really good manual actually, because it gives you it's not like a straight linear story. It's like, here's what. Oh sheesh, sorry, gosh, I am
Nice.
cutting that out.
Nah, keep it in. Too late.
Whoa, I probably will. I'll forget. I don't edit. I just find where we end and where we start, and then we're good. Um, Lost Mine of Phandelver does exploration well because you get to the town of Phandalin, you figure out
Mhm.
what's going wrong, you kind of kick the cult or the group out that's like bullying Phandalin, and then you learn about the Lost Mine of Phandelver, and you have 3 different routes you could go, and you get to go do them.
Hmm.
You choose what you want to do, and once you have enough information, you find where the lost mine is, and you go defeat the black spider. Spoilers. Really good. It's actually really good at what it does. Um, I actually hate every single night. I like the rolling thing that we've done before. I think that's good
Mhm.
for the random encounters. For specific situations, if I'm on a road, I don't think it's necessarily that great. If you're traveling through like the woods or something, I think it's essential because um, it the forest is more unpredictable.
Yes.
Like a road, you're gonna have other travelers with you. There might be a bandit or so, or whatever it may be. Um, or you might attack a dragon, whatever the DM kind of decides. Um, I think it's dumb if you are traveling and the DM knows nothing is supposed to happen on the travel to do watches every night. It drags out the game
Yeah.
over and over. Okay, nothing happened. Next watches. Nothing's gonna happen unless you know something is gonna happen. Like the counteract to that is if the DM is planned on the 4th night for the group to get attacked by a cult, I would do it every single night, making
Mhm.
guys believe either, oh, he's just doing this because, mechanic wise, or like, okay, what's actually gonna happen? You play into that the players at that point, like something's gonna happen, I don't know when, kind of
Yeah.
deal. Hmm.
Hmm.
So I think yeah, there are some ways. Sorry, I've been talking a lot. Anything else about this so far?
Um, no, I can't really think of anything,
Mhm. All right,
honestly.
thanks for coming to the podcast. See you guys.
Okay, bye.
Just kidding.
Mwah.
only thing that really comes to mind is that, especially when you have a larger party, one of the things I love about travel time and watches is that you may have multiple people, usually like two people on a watch at the same time, and that provides great opportunities for role play,
Mm.
and especially in the early stages of a campaign, getting to know each other's characters, forming some of those early relationships. I think it's a great opportunity that sometimes can get overlooked.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, we talk about like small. What do we? What have I called it? Or
Small talk.
small talk, small interaction, small talk a lot. I think
Yeah.
travel's a great way for that to happen. If you think of like you're on a road trip with your buds, we're all on a road trip. You don't just magically appear and you don't say anything. Like you're gonna be talking during the road trip, getting to know each other. That's how it should be with Dungeons and Dragons as well. Um, Mystic Arts brings up again in one of his videos where he talks about the more wider range of traveling. There is another one by him that talks about how Lord of the Rings does traveling right and how you can interpret that into D&D. I haven't
Mhm.
watched it yet. But I'm going to after we've talked about this. But he brings up and I'll give another scenario that he brings up again is like you crest over a hill and see the town of Swallow Peak. What do you do?
Walk down the hill, go to the town.
Sled down the mountain. I don't know.
Okay, you make it there.
Nice.
What's the
Cool.
point of, as a DM, pausing and having them know what to do if you were just going to have them do that anyway, right?
Mhm.
At that point, as a DM, how you make exploration and traveling a little bit more interesting is you already know they're going to make it there in this next paragraph. I'll say, don't have them stop and choose where to go. They're already choosing to go there. The only time you want to stop is if they have to sneakily get in or something like that, or how they get in changes. Kendall,
I
you don't have to
have to
raise your.
dis-
You can just interrupt me.
Okay. I have to disagree with you a little bit on there because for me exploration is painting the setting, right? And I feel like one of the best ways to make a world more immersive is to give your players a sense of scale, right? So if you are going over this mountain and then you see Swallow Peak, it could be something like you finally crest the mountain and nestled in between the valley is the glittering city of Swallow Peak. Although it's not the biggest city you have ever seen, its impressive tower scrapes the clouds or something like that, right? Because giving your characters a sense of scale helps them relate to their or sorry, your not your characters, your players a sense of scale. It helps them relate to the world better and also
Mhm.
relate to the characters better. Cuz if you realize how big this town is, you realize how big the world is and then you realize how big the problems are.
I guess I should have clarified what I meant better because that's exactly what I'm saying. Instead of
Oh,
pausing in
okay.
between and having you guys,
Be like,
um,
oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and walk into the city.
yeah, you're walking
Oh,
to the city.
I
You already know they're
No
misunderstood.
walking.
player
Like, no,
decision.
you're that's. I didn't specify. It's talking about like your pauses in your description matter,
Mm.
as well. That's my bad. Because that's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly. Your players are already. You already know what your players are going to do, and you've got to describe it to them to get them immersed in the world. So instead of saying, "What do you do after you say you see the town of Swallow Peak?" you then go into the description you gave, and then you talk about how the guards greet you out front, or
Mhm.
how the wineries in Swallow Peak. There was a lot of wineries in our world, and vineyards, I guess is the better word, is the right word. The vineyards you walk by as you're walking through. Okay, what do
Mhm.
you see in all that? There's a church up on the hill. If there's a little bit of a plot hook towards the church, you see an old rickety church up on the hill. You begin to giving those those player game loops as you
Mhm.
make your way in. You see the tavern off to your right named Trader Joe's, I guess. Because that's the first week, not sponsored. And
Traitor,
yeah,
Yeah.
not
yeah,
traitor. Traitor.
yeah, Trader
Traitor.
Joe,
Weapons
um,
dealer.
the arms dealer. But yeah, it's like as you give your explanations, you give those plot hooks again instead of just the DM talking for 15 minutes, and it becomes a story that the DM's just giving, and your players don't have their agency to do that.
Mhm.
Um, So yeah, we're on the same page with that. I'm sorry I
Okay.
did not explain that well, Kendall.
It's okay.
It's my fault, okay?
It's
I'm
not.
sorry. Everything's my fault. No, can you imagine if I actually started crying right there? Like I just
That'd be
break down.
hilarious. I would laugh at you so hard.
Hey, we are best friends. We are husbands, so it
We're
makes
good
sense.
friends.
No, we hate each other. Me and Sam hate each
We
other.
despise each other.
Why are
Ever
we acting
since-
like we haven't cried in front of each other? Wait, no, that's just me. Never mind.
Because we're men, we don't cry.
Yeah.
They surgically remove our tear ducts when we're born.
It's true.
Mhm.
It's not that we
They cauterize them. The second a baby boy is born, hot iron.
it's not that
Did a Lord of
it's
the
not
Rings
that we-
marathon. I did cry during that. Y'all
True.
just didn't see.
you did Boromir dying, isn't it?
Boromir dying, Sam carrying Frodo on his back.
Oh, I'm
Final-
sobbing.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
didn't
couple
cry.
parts in the movies.
It's
I
not
will
because I
cry.
don't cry, it's because I literally can't because I don't have tear ducts.
Hmm.
Which changes how you look at that, if you think about it. Mm-hmm. Talk about rewarding curiosity, okay.
Mhm.
How do you reward curiosity when it
Vorpal
comes to
sword every
exploration?
time.
No.
You know what?
And
Braden, I think
Strider's
you-
dead.
I think
He's
you're gonna like
dead.
this answer. Give special level ups to those special players.
Ooh, devious.
All right, we're gonna end the episode because obviously we're not gonna get any good ideas out of this, so might as well just move on.
Oh my
I
gosh.
thought you would like that one.
I don't. Special level ups are silly.
You're silly.
For that, I would say it depends on how much you want to reward that interaction, right? Because if a player like for example, you're describing a vineyard, Brayden,
Mhm.
and a player's like, oh, is there something hidden in the vineyard? And you're like, the vineyard's not important. I would just say, yeah, you find a copper piece by the road by the vineyard. Just scale it down, right?
Ooh. Nah, give him a casket of wine.
It's you just find like 30 bottles of wine on
They're
the
just
ground.
out
And
in the
they're
field.
growing
It's
on the
crazy.
vine.
jars.
They're
Yeah.
growing on the vine.
I think with
No,
that, Kendall, there's a great way of maybe this isn't necessarily rewarding itself. I mean, it can be, but if you don't want, as a DM, if you don't want someone to focus on something, if they go into a room, if they go into the vineyard, just don't have just say it's empty. Just straight up say,
Yeah,
you
that's
open this
true.
door and you see the vineyard has a bunch of empty baskets.
Taking
Yeah.
those
There you go.
baskets.
There's
I-
nothing there.
Yeah, I guess from my perspective,
Mm.
I didn't say this. See, communication's important, guys.
Yeah,
In my mind,
gosh.
I was saying I was saying a character or a player that doesn't interact a lot, I would
Mhm.
reward them for interacting with the world by saying, "There's a copper piece. Good for you
Mhm.
for asking questions. Pat on the head."
Is that
Here's a
is the copper
penny.
piece just the gold star of
You get a
D&D?
copper
I guess so.
You get a copper
Buy
piece.
yourself something
Gold
nice.
star.
Um, so I feel like it depends on especially where you're exploring. Because I mean, especially when it comes to like what they're gonna achieve, if anything at all. I mean the thing that comes to mind is okay, your party's into a dungeon crawl, they're getting into these lower, older levels. They can obviously tell where they're wanting to go, but there's obviously going to be other offshoots and other areas they can explore. Yeah, if they're going to go for the risk of, I don't know what's going to be in here, is it going to be more combat encounters, or are there going to be traps? I would probably want to reward them a little bit for being willing to take that risk and go and check out those other areas. But then going back to our library scenario, I'm going to go check out the display that had the 3 knives in it with one missing. I'll give them a little bit of lore, have some kind of like note or something on display for the display case that may hint them into why one of the knives was stolen.
Mhm.
Mhm.
John Thief wrote.
Yes, he said, "Lamau, I owe you one knife."
Find me at these coordinates. I don't think I think if you're going to describe something into a point where people have to explore and investigate it, maybe this isn't a hot take, and I'm making it sound like it's a hot take.
Mhm.
Everything that is needing to be described by the DM and is worth the description has to have some sort of lore or reward or something to it.
Mhm.
Because if not, like if again, we'll go into the idea of walk into an empty room, and if I don't say it's empty, y'all are gonna be like, why did we
What's in here?
focus so much here? Like, what's the point
What are
of
you
coming in
hiding?
here? We just wasted 2 hours in game time searching every single not in game time,
In
It'll
real
be
life,
real lifetime.
IRL. I mean, it's all a game in the end if you think about it. Okay, about what for a room that's nothing, like that's not rewarding to players, and it can just drag on the campaign over and over and over again. I think a lot about our now defunct Monday night group. Okay,
Mhm.
I can see how many times I went wrong by giving things that weren't necessary for the plot in the end.
Mm.
The amount of groups I added in the very end, the amount of nothingness I added in the very end, they didn't mean anything for exploration or for any of this because they didn't do anything with where we were already going. If you're a DM and you want to make sure things progress, D&D players have either the tendency to not touch anything or to touch everything.
Yeah,
There is no
that's
in
fair.
between, okay?
Yep.
So you have to play towards your group with that. Okay, if they're a touch everything kind of group, we're just going to this room is empty to get them to where they're needed to go because they're eventually going to get there, right? If they're a touch nothing kind of group, you make sure you kind of direct them to where they need to go as
Mm.
well, instead of just dragging everything on and on and on.
Yeah.
D&D for me is just time. Like, what is the most efficient use of your time to get the story out?
Also, I think there is a kind of like a not as I keep using the word scale, but an art to it, right?
Mhm.
Because in my mind, when you're on the beginning of a campaign, everything is new, and you want to have that world bearing. Wow, that world,
Beering.
that world
Alcoholism.
building, that world building time, right? And so,
Mhm.
but if you notice in books as well, books do this. They're not really describing things or exploring towards the end of it, right? So for me, I would view it as a triangle, right? The bottom of the triangle being the beginning of the campaign. That is your scope. That is what we're focusing on. No, I'm not in the Illuminati. Stop telling people I'm in the Illuminati. Goodness gracious, Brayden.
I
So
say
at the
all the
bottom.
time off pod. So
Off pod.
Yeah.
No, at the bottom, it's wider, right? Because our worldview is wider, because we're taking everything in. It's new, it's exciting, right? But as we progress the story, we go up. And so does our worldview get narrower because we're focusing on different things and different plot points. And then problems become more important than other problems. And then we get up to the big bad, which is at the very tip, right? So in my mind, that's just the natural progression of exploration, right? That doesn't
Yeah.
mean you can't have some exploration in the end game. I'm just saying your scope and your focus are going to be a lot more narrow.
That makes sense. Mhm. And also I feel like your exploration in endgame coming towards the the end of a campaign, right, is
Mhm.
much more refining what you know,
Yeah,
you could say,
definitely.
because it's not, oh, you're discovering all these new places like you could be, but you have all the clues that you have got from your game or whatever, all the plot points are now coming to a head, to that point like you were saying. So
Mhm.
therefore, the exploration may not be a physical looking of location, but an exploration of ideas
Mhm.
or thoughts or paths that can be done to complete said campaign.
I like that a lot. It goes from physical exploration to mental
Mm,
exploration. I like that a lot.
mm. To astral projecting yourself
Mhm.
beyond
Metaphysical
the tavern
exploration.
wall. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Metaphysical. Metaphysical was actually the way I was going, not astral projection. I just couldn't think of metaphysical, so
That's fair.
So appreciate that you said that for me, okay?
Yeah.
Sam, I want to know your thoughts. You haven't obviously you're the newest one to D&D. You're the second cutest one here besides
Fucking
me.
cutest.
Second cute. You're the second cutest.
Hunter,
I don't
you
talk to you
that?
anymore.
I'm self-centered, so it's got to be me. Okay. No. Anyway, that's not my sense. But you're the newest one here. When it comes to exploration, what are you looking for to get out of? How can a DM make exploration fun for you?
So for me personally, I don't take notes, but I love
Nope,
power
he does
gaming.
not.
I love breaking your game, Brayden. So when it comes to exploration, I'm looking for things that give me an advantage for where we are. Do I think we're about to get into combat? I'm going to be looking for details in the terrain that are going to help me. Are
And
there
he's
cliff
very good
sides
at
that I
this.
can knock
He is.
down? Are there trees that look old and that I could push over? What's the weather like? Because some spells get stronger in the
I
weather.
think Sam might be the one who uses terrain the most. And because it is because he constantly brings up that it's wild that there's a clearing every single time we have a forest battle.
It's always perfectly clear. There's no pits,
Perfectly
Flat,
flat.
there's
no
nothing
nothing.
to it. It's just a perfect battle. Okay.
Clear weather, perfect battle. That's how it always
Sam-
is.
Sam watched that episode of Avatar where Sokka gets mentored, and he took it to heart.
Mm,
Good episode.
fire episode. I love it.
Sorry, continue on, Sam.
Well, that's pretty much it. That's what I'm
Okay.
looking for with exploration.
You're looking for just details on how you can beat your DM's butt.
Yes,
That makes sense.
because I am obsessed with beating Brayden's butt.
Mm,
Wink.
me too.
Remember, Sam and Kendall are married. So
We
Yeah.
are happily
Yeah.
too, right, Sam?
happily.
Very
Sam?
happy.
Right, Sam?
Sorry, my ankle monitor is starting to beep. One sec.
Oh, it shouldn't be beeping. It should be shocking you. Stupid button
I
isn't
think
working.
it's low on battery.
He lifts up his leg. There's actually an ankle monitor. Oh crap!
You thought I was joking?
Hunter, I want to go to you now. What
No.
makes exploration fun, or what do you look forward to?
Oof. I love learning about the world and the environment. Being able to help paint that picture for me, be able to find clues and hidden secrets into what is happening in this village, who's been here, who's been doing what, find these little breadcrumbs that will just lead me on the trail to the big discovery. I love that.
Mm.
What about you, Kendall?
I like things that do what Hunter just said. And I also like things that enrich the world and make it feel more real to me. Something that J.K. Rowling does really well is she makes the world feel really alive by including just silly little things that are normal in everyday life, right? Like there will be an argument in the background about who stole whose hairbrush or something like that, right? And like I know diaries in Harry Potter aren't always what they seem, but
Some
I
of them
think it
have a
would be
Horcrux in them.
yeah. I think it would be so much fun for my party to find a diary, but it's in code, and they work every night to decode it. And like I give them like a full-on thing, and it's just about Stacy stealing her boyfriend.
Oof.
I feel like
Oh,
that would
dude.
be so much fun.
Written in ubby dubby.
As somebody that has a book about ciphers and whatnot,
Uh-huh.
I would love that. I
But
would
then,
do
like,
something like that to my players.
3/4 of the way through, she'll talk about how her dad is really pale and he hasn't really gone out in the sunlight for a while, and she's worried about him. And then the
There we
next
go.
entry is like that hell bag.
I would
Ooh.
okay. As someone who likes information, and I feel like everything needs to have some. Well, majority of things need to have some. No, I'll say everything have some
Mhm.
point towards like the end goal. If you're gonna do something
Yeah.
like that deep, that'd piss me off.
Deep stuff.
In a good way?
No,
fun. I think
It
it'd
would be fun.
Could be
fun.
fun.
I'm not saying
though.
it wouldn't be fun. I would love to do the whole cipher, but I'd also be like, "Are you kidding me?" the whole time, bruh. Okay.
As a writer, that gives me joy.
Ugh.
It could just
I
be a
think-
recipe for cookies that gets unveiled in the final session of a long campaign.
Hey, you know what it makes me think of? In campaign 2 of Critical Role, when they go to Veth's home where her husband was tied up to a chair, and there's just the chair in the center of the room, and the entire table was just so engrossed with this chair. They're like, "Oh, do I notice like signs of torture?" Like, I think they spent a good like 30, 40 minutes investigating this chair and its surrounding area for it to just be like, he was just tied to the chair for a little bit. That's it.
It's a chair.
It's a wall. There's something about this wall, to quote Daniel.
Something about this wall, yes. It happens, and it's funny.
By the way, that joke is from 2019.
Mm.
That's how
Oh,
long your
geez,
jokes
we're
in D&D
old.
last. Guys, I turned 28 this year. I'm so old.
I turned 29 this year.
Wow, you're so young.
Turning 26.
I want to share one story that I absolutely love when it comes to exploration that happened, and then we'll kind of wrap up.
Mhm.
My favorite thing about exploration is one, discovering lore. Like,
Mhm.
if you can discover lore about the land or what you're going towards, I think even if it's not essential, I love storytelling. I love that aspect of it. I love lore. Um, when I was playing in my very first campaign, my DM, he actually has an Instagram. Go check out the Church of Doom. Awesome, phenomenal DM. Like one of the best. Granted, he's like my only DM, but phenomenal DM. Okay. Um, there was one point where, as we were traveling, we were doing the manual Tomb of Annihilation, and he did some homebrew stuff at it, and our ship we got left on the far end of the peninsula. We're making our way to the I think it's the city of the port on the other side, the main port. And as we're traveling through, it took us like a whole week, but halfway through, he was like, and you see something glittering like off in the distance, like like a window off in the distance. And we just were all like, "Oh, what is this?" We're so intrigued. And then we went through, and it was just like this ancient ruin.
Ooh.
Rune. No, ruin, not rune. Rune
Mhm.
is the ancient
Rune.
archaic signs. Ruin is something different. And we went and just explored this. The whole episode was about exploring this ruin, and it didn't really necessarily have anything to do with the plot, but it just made the world feel so much more alive. Like, hey, this place that we're on has ancient ruins. There's so much history. There's so much to be
Mhm.
discovered here as we explore. We ended up
Yeah.
finding a shambling mound. We got rewarded with a bunch of treasures, money, and all that stuff.
It's a
And
shambling mound.
It's like a shambling mound of vines.
Is it like a monster?
It's a monster, yeah.
Ooh.
No, we just started beating up some vines. We were really pissed.
I was I was about to ask something about Avatar, but you haven't watched Avatar.
What's Avatar?
What if
Mm.
your party discovered Pompeii?
Oof.
See, no, that's exactly, yeah. Like, imagine
Yeah.
if you're exploring and your DM is over here, like, you can continue on towards your path, or you can go look at these ancient ruins, and all of a sudden you just learn, holy crap, these are just people who are
Something
So
terrible happened.
petrified by ash. What happened here?
Yeah.
And you
They've all
learn
moved
about the
by
history
morning.
of the world. Do you know how cool that would be?
That would be so cool. I love that
Alright.
too, Brayden. I love
That is
lore and
so
history,
cool.
too.
I've really been into analog horror recently, okay? And one of the coolest analog horror I've ever listened to is one called Oakburn Opus. And it's if you're guys, I'm telling you right now, even if you don't like horror, listen, like go ahead and watch this. It is phenomenal. The storytelling in it is so good. I was blown away. Like normally I like have a really hard time watching these things because I'm a scaredy cat, even though I love horror so much. I was invested the whole entire time. It was so cool. And I couldn't it's all about like this town that all of a sudden just disappeared. Like off the face of the earth. Everyone is just gone. So imagine you go to a place and you find it gone, then you go into the main town and you learn that they were there only 3 days ago. Do you know how cool that would be? And you're just, holy crap,
Okay.
what happened at this town? You know,
Mhm.
Roanoke.
Roanoke, yeah.
But yeah, Oakburn Opus by Red Diamond, really great. And then after you watch all of them, go listen to the Wendigo analysis because it's insane.
Mhm.
I'm shouting out. We're gonna shout out. Who else should we shout out? Shout out Ninja, Fortnite.
Oh my gosh.
You guys hear Peak is coming to Fortnite?
Yep.
I can't believe they sold out.
Yep, hate Peak now. Never playing again. Actually,
Wait,
still good game.
what? It took
Yep.
me a second to realize what peak.
Yep.
No.
The game Peak.
They're doing
It's over.
Italian brain rot too. They're just going all in on everything they can this year, and I hate it.
hmm
I never
Yeah.
liked it before, but now I really hate it.
And if you really want to learn more about what we think of Peak, you can check out the Patreon that we do not have.
Mm.
So maybe one day we'll have one. Any final comments before we move on?
Yeah, I just had a thought. When I am writing and I am having trouble with like the exploration part of writing or the description part of writing, this can just be a tip for DMs. I realize I haven't read anything in a while, right? So if you are having trouble as a DM describing stuff, I would suggest maybe like not taking a break in the middle of your session to read. That would be awful.
Oh
But
gosh, gotta read a
Look, I
chapter of this
gotta read a
book.
chapter of The Hobbit.
Pulls
No,
out
yeah,
a
but, like,
po- yeah.
you need to read more. You need to read The Hobbit or an author that is very descriptive, because that puts me in a space and a rhythm as well, which is important, of description, right? And then another thing to keep in mind while you are doing this exploration is the five senses, right? We all want to describe what we see, but what do we hear? What do we smell? What do we taste? You know, what do we feel? That really helps with the immersiveness as well. So read more, five senses. That's
And
just my little tips.
along with that, if you're the DM and you're worried that your players won't do what you're gonna do, make sure to highlight the things that are important in the room.
Yeah, describe
Mhm.
describe not everything, but describe most things, but the thing you want them to interact with, describe it a little bit more.
Sam, Hunter, anything?
Hunter looks like he's having thoughts, but he's just not saying them.
So we're off topic.
He's like, did you guys watch the My Little Pony episode yesterday?
Brayden, you were talking a lot about My Little Pony today.
It's the most random thing I could think of, okay? So therefore, we're good. I could say Bluey. We've watched a lot of Bluey with my daughter, so
Good.
show.
Raise it right.
Blue's great.
We'll wrap up the episode. Thank you guys so much for coming out. If you're not following us on Spotify or subscribe to us on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share, because like, comment, share, and then it's like, subscribe. I think the new way you have to say it is to comment and share is what the algorithm looks for now.
Hmm.
So
and
like,
share.
You have to
comment,
say it in a
subscribe,
certain
comment,
order.
and share. That you actually, fun fact about the YouTube algorithm is, I believe you got more views if you said like, comment, and subscribe. That's why it's such a meme. Like,
Hmm.
oh yeah, make sure to smash that like button, is because the algorithm wanted you to do that.
Mhm.
Wild stuff. Yeah, make sure you follow us on YouTube, Spotify. Give us a follow. We'd love to have you guys as weekly listeners, as adventurers in our tavern. If you're not following us on social medias, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all there, Beyond the Tavern Wall. Questions, comments, or anything, you can shoot us a DM on both Instagram and TikTok, or our email, beyondthetavernwall@gmail.com. And as always, the best way to support over anything, besides donating your life savings to us, is by
Don't
word
do
of
that.
mouth.
Please don't do that.
Find your parents' credit card.
No, write it.
Don't do that.
Don't
This is
do
this is financial
Yet.
advice, not financial advice. Oh shoot, I'm saying everything that's wrong.
Tiamat needs
Best
your
way
help.
to.
We're gonna need a legal
I am
team
once
soon.
again asking for a small loan of $1 million.
Mixed
was I at?
Trump and Bernie together.
I did. I'm once again
Donald
Side
Sanders,
quest.
hello.
Best way to
I'm once
share-
again asking for your money.
Best way to share the podcast is by word
That
of
man
mouth.
guards hell.
By word of mouth. D&D groups, friends, family, share the podcast with them. Kendall, what's the side quest?
Share the podcast with somebody who once again is asking you for money.
That's got well done. Well done. If
We've
you know
done it.
someone who is once again, oh, actually, I was wondering if you guys could spot me some money for the hockey game I'm going to tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
You just paid me $50. So
Thank
yeah.
you guys so much for coming to the podcast. Appreciate you guys a ton, and we'll catch you back here next Wednesday in the tavern.